Hello YouTube, welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Today I'm going to be showcasing for you my Banish deck. This is actually a deck I used in the first video I made. But there's been a bunch of cards that have been released since, so I went back and revisited, and I'm having so much fun with it that I just had to show you guys. So this deck revolves around Chaos Zone and putting counters on it. And the way we do that is we use cards like Skull Air, Bazoo, which everyone's familiar with. We also use Dimensional Alchemist, which is a really good card. It lets you recycle your banished monsters when it gets destroyed by battle, so that's always good. The other main key to this deck is Magical Merchant. We need him to mill as many monsters as we can. And we run 3 of them, and we run 2 Raimei to get into the Magical Merchant quicker. We also run 2 of the Planet Pathfinder, which is a really good card. You summon it, you tribute it, and you get your field spell card to your hand. So that's really good. We're gonna go ahead and jump to the replays and show you guys what this deck can do. Alright, let's go into our first replay. So in this one, we're going to be seeing it from the point of view of my opponent. I believe I went first in this duel. Oh, also it is a 30 card deck. I know that's not super popular, but you'll see how it works. So I start pretty standard, just setting a monster face down and ending my turn. My opponent goes ahead and summons his Neo Swordsman and sets his Eliminating the League trap card. My monster is a Raimei, so I immediately search for my Magical Merchant. Okay, I believe I just set my Magical Merchant and end my turn. Yeah, I'm trying to get some monsters in the graveyard, get some of my combos going. He summons another monster in attack position and goes in for the damage with Blue Dragon Summoner. So my Magical Merchant activates, and it's gonna mill some monsters for me. They mill 2 monsters, and I draw into my Skull Air. So I would have liked more monsters in the grave, but I still got Skull Air, so I'm not complaining about this. Alright, my opponent ends his turn, and it's my turn to go. I special summon the Fiend Mega Cyber from my hand. He activates his Eliminating the League, immediately destroying my monster, but it did cost him a card from hand, so I didn't mind too much. I set my Skull Air down and activate my Chaos Zone. And I believe I summoned Dimensional Alchemist. Yeah, I summoned Dialk in attack mode. Activate its effect. I banish a Kuribo, get a counter on my field spell, and run over the Neos. Unfortunately, Dialk's attack does go down at the end of your turn. It's not like Bazoo that it stays up until your opponent's turn. So he sets Cerberus and also sets Regretful Rebirth. I activate my Skull Air, banish 4 monsters, get counters on my field spell, and destroy his Blue Dragon Summoner. So in my next turn, I activate my skill, milling one card from my deck, and then I go ahead and activate Dialk. Unfortunately, I don't hit a monster, I hit my other Skull Air, but I have a second Dialk in hand that does banish a monster, getting my counters up to 6, which I'll then remove to summon my Fiend Mega Cyber. And look at this field. This is why I love Chaos Zone so much. So I go ahead and attack the Cerberus with one of my Dimensional Alchemists. He activates Regretful Rebirth, so I just run over it with my other D-Alch and attack for 2200 directly. Alright. And then my opponent draws into Mirror Wall. Yeah, he sets the Mirror Wall, summons Jester in attack mode, which it's obvious that the set card is Mirror Wall. I activate my skill, I mill one more card, and activate both of my Dimensional Alchemist effects. At this point I knew that he had Mirror Wall, but I still went ahead and attacked because there was 3 monsters in my grave. So once D-Alch hit the grave, I was going to be able to use Skull Air and destroy his Jester. And this is the cool thing about Dimensional Alchemist. He goes to the grave and I get to recycle one of my Banish, in this case the Kuriboh, which would have helped me if I needed to defend myself next turn. But I just go ahead and activate Skull Air, destroy his Jester, and finish the game. He does have Mirror Wall, and still not enough. Not enough to stop both of my attacks, so I do win the game this turn. And that's game 1. Again, this deck is really fun. I really like the fact that you can special summon. I know most Banish decks right now are running either Dark Monsters or Fiends to go with Necrofear. I didn't want to go that route in this particular build, just because I knew that a lot of the monsters that I was gonna have to put in there, Crystal Seer, Planet Pathfinder, you know, the Merchant, the Rhymaze, even the Dimensional Alchemist, none of those are Darks, none of those are Fiends. So the chances of me getting to summon Necrofear were pretty slim.
Well now, let's hope.
Alright, this is the second duel. I believe I go first again and I set one monster and just end my turn. My opponent is using the new card from the rewards, Makeo, Master of Barriers, which you can tribute the card, then target one face-up continuous spell or continuous trap card on the field and destroy that target. So he summons Neo's Swordman, attacks into my Magical Merchant, and I just start milling a bunch of monsters. Like that, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is great. When you can mill this many monsters, you gain so much advantage, even though they're going to your grave, because that's just what your deck revolves around. And I draw into a Skull Air, which is perfect. He ends his turn. I set one card, which I believe is a Skull Air, and then I summon Planet Pathfinder, that's right, and I immediately tributed to get my Chaos Zone out of my deck. So even though I don't have a monster in the field, I do have Skull Air face down, so it's not like I'm defenseless. I set another card face down. I believe that's another Skull Air, or maybe Windstorm, I can't remember correctly. So anyway, he goes for Sorcerer's Spell Wall and activates Nobleman of Extermination, which is fine because I can just chain Skull Air without activating its effect, and the Nobleman is not able to destroy it anymore because now it's face up. He does try to use Makeo and get rid of my Skull Air, but I immediately chain it to destroy the monster, getting 4 counters into my field spell. He attacks with Neos, and I decide not to take the damage, so I just activate Skull Air once again. The Skull Air is not once per turn, for those of you that didn't know. So look at that, I clear his field, have 8 counters on my Chaos Zone, and I go for Monster Reincarnation. ditching a card from my hand to get the Raimei back into my hand. And I believe I go for game here. I activate my Chaos Zone, removing, yeah, seven counters from it to get my Barrel Dragon onto the field. 2600 beat it for basically free. And then I summon the Raimei that I just got from the graveyard, and I attack for game. Another easy win. There you go. So you can see how, once you get your combo pieces and your merchant mills a good number of monsters, you're in pretty good shape. Okay, so we'll go to our next replay. Alright, let's jump into our next replay. So we are going first on this one, and this is against a Yummy Yugi, who is also using a 30 card deck. So this is the battle of the 30 card decks. I go first. I start by setting my Magical Merchant in defense mode and ending my turn. So he only sets one, which is great for me because I can activate my Planet Pathfinder to get my field spell out, and I don't have to stay vulnerable to a direct attack. So I go ahead and activate the effect, get my Chaos Zone, and just end my turn. I also have a Kuribo for any potential big damage. He sets another back row, and he ends up tributing for his Dark Magician. He attacks into my merchant, and I'm hoping to mill a few monsters here. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a pretty decent amount of monsters. 6, and then a Windstorm. It would have been nice to get a Skull Air, but Windstorm is still a good card. So it's my turn. I go for I activate Chaos Zone, and I actually have a misplay here because I summon Prometheus thinking that I have enough Dark Monsters to get over his Dark Magician, and I'm just short. So I have to end my turn. I still got 3 counters on my field spell, but I did misplay it right there. So he goes for the attack. I activate my Kuribo in hand, just protecting my Prometheus for this turn, and I draw into another Chaos Zone, which is not great. So I just set my Raimei to hopefully search for my merchant on my next turn. See if I can draw into a Skull Air or something like that. I attack into his Asmodean, getting a little bit of damage, and he goes in for the attack. I let the attacks go through, I believe, just because it's not gonna be. He did attack with Dark Magician first, so the 1900 is something we can deal with. And I am also gonna be able to search for my merchant. So we'll take 1900, and I believe I set. Oh, and I draw into Skull Air. Yeah, so that's great. I set my merchant and my turn. Excuse me. So he switches Asmodean into defense mode, attacks with nails, and I believe he misplays here because he doesn't attack with Dark Magician. I'm not sure what he was afraid of, but he basically just gives me a free turn because I didn't have to use my Windstorm, and I can actually go for the merchant once again using my reincarnation. So this is great because I'm going to be able to mill more cards, and I have Windstorm as protection. So he sets another back row, 3 back row, 3 monsters, goes for the attack on the merchant. I'm hoping to mill a few cards from the effect. Unfortunately, I only mill 1 card, but I do draw into Escape from the Dark Dimension, so that's not bad. I activate Windstorm, it switches his money into attack, so I'm forced to activate Skull Lair, banishing 3 monsters to destroy the Asmodean, and also getting my my counters up to 6. So I set my trap card, Escape from Dark Dimension. I try to get the coin flip on Dark Magician, I fail. Activate my field spell to bring Basu back. And I believe I go for a second special summon. Yeah, I activate my second Chaos Zone. And then I go for a big play here. Removing from play, I believe, my entire graveyard to get rid of his Dark Magician and also get 7 counters on my field spell. So what I'm going to summon here is the new card from the trader, the Dark Monarch, which allows me to banish 2 of his monsters, getting a couple counters on my card, and also milling 2, which is super important because I mill a Hain that would have foiled my plans. He does activate Shield Spear, so I'm not able to go for any direct damage because my Monarch cannot attack the turn that it's summoned, and he gets 1700 life points. So he goes for the oh yeah, he special summons a monster and then goes for Kyoshi, destroying my Bazoo, which I don't mind that much because I wanted to special summon something else, hopefully with my field spell or with my trap card. So I mill one of my cards, activate Skull Air to destroy his Kyoshi, and then I try to go for the attack. He does have the half shot, so I can get over his monster. And look at our life point differential. He's still ahead, but I do have the field advantage, so I'm feeling pretty confident here. So he draws a card, sets it, ends turn. So I'm finally gonna be able to get some damage in. I just go for the attack, destroy his monster. I go for 26 damage directly. Unfortunately, he has the golden apples, which sucks for me because that puts the token at 2800 because of the field spell. And I do not have any monsters in my graveyard to use Skull Air and destroy that. So he is going to be able to get over my Monarch with the token. And he also goes for the crash with his monster. So during the end phase, I activate my Skull Air, banish the Monarch, and then chain Escape from Dark Dimension, special summon it again. So I get rid of the token, I get my monster back, and because it was special summon in the end phase, he's gonna be able to attack during my turn. I believe I go for the Twin Barrel, try to get rid of that back row in case another apples. He flips the Aegis of Gaia, which boosts his life points to 3000. So he's 8700 to 1100. But I activate my field spell, remove 7 counters to summon his very own Dark Magician, and that I banished a couple turns ago. So I'm able to go for some pretty heavy damage in this turn. Look at that, 26, 27, and 1700. At this point, his face down is useless, so he has to top deck. I don't know what he could top deck to get rid of the situation. I'm pretty much in control of the game. So he draws per turn, can't do anything about it. and just surrenders. So that was another win. Really nice duel in my opinion. I had a lot of fun during that game. And let's go for our last replay. This one is against Makeo Tsunami. And as you can see, as you saw from that last duel, this deck can make a pretty crazy comeback. I don't remember exactly how this duel went, but we'll see. So I do have Chaos Zone to start, which is good, but I don't have a merchant. However, I do have Raime, so I go ahead and set that, hoping that he'll destroy it and I can get my merchant next turn. He sets one card and goes for High Tide to destroy my monster, which I don't mind at all, because that allows me to get my merchant. So I believe I go for the merchant play right here. I set Windstorm and I go for the merchant. Yeah. No reason to activate Chaos Zone because I'm not gonna be banishing anything during his turn. He goes for Kaiser Seahorse, and I believe I just take the damage in this situation. Try to mill as many cards as possible, and just mill one, which it will happen from time to time, but I mean we only run seven cards that can stop our mills in a 30 card deck, so the odds are pretty good with us. Anyway, I set what did I say? I set Escape from Dark Dimension and my Crystal Seer. I do go for the Windstorm because he does have enough monsters to end the game, and also because he summoned a Jerry Beans, which my Crystal Seer, funnily enough, is gonna be able to get over. So I flip Crystal Seer to excavate 2 cards. One of them is the Fiend Mega Diver, which is super clutch. I end up grabbing that since I'm able to special summon it. Activate my Chaos Zone first, special summon Fiend Mega Diver, and then go for Basu, banishing 3 of my monsters. Getting some counters on my field spell, and then going for the attack. Unfortunately, he has a Mikizor, and he does get rid of my Basu, but it banished monsters and got 3 counters, so it did its job. I'm able to get over the Jerry Beans man, and the only thing standing in my way now is High Tide. So he goes for Shooting Star Bow and to destroy my Fiend Mega Cyber, which was a pretty good play on his part, leaving me with only my Crystal Seal. However, I do draw into Basu. First I mill one of my cards that happens to be a monster, and then I go for the Basu play. I banish, I believe just Fiend Mega Cyber. Oh no, I banish 3. Yeah, I go for the triple banish. And then I attack the High Tide. Fortunately, he does have Mirror Wall, so my Basu gets destroyed, and I just end my turn. I could have activated my trap and get my Fiend Mega Cyber, but I wanted to save that play so that he would go on the aggressive, thinking he was gonna win, and he did. He just summoned another monster and went for the attack. So he destroys my Crystal Seer. I activate my trap, summoning the Fiend Mega Cyber, and he just has to end his turn. And at this point, I'm in a huge position because my field spell has 6 counters. I'm gonna be able to special summon my Basu, and I'm gonna be able to banish some more monsters, get another counter, and I just set my other crystals here because I am low on lag points, so I don't want to give him any potential kill. since I do not have any kind of defense besides Cool Air. However, my graveyard doesn't have that many monsters, so it's pretty useless at the moment. So it's back to my turn. I activate Tether of Defeat, mill a Kuribo, and then I just go for the attack. It's a Needle Sunfish, which brings my monster's attack to 1700. I'm still gonna get some damage off, so I'm in a really good spot. Not many things he can do really to come back from this. So he draws, he sets one card, and just has to end turn. At this point, it's game over. Unless he had on that last turn, if he had Daedalus to blow up the field, that's probably his only answer. I flip crystals here, just get a card, and then tribute for Summon Scold. And then I switch my 2 to defense mode just to play around Windstorm. Go for the direct attack and win the game. Anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this video. This is a little bit of a long video, I apologize for that, but I really wanted to show you guys this replays in detail. Just because this deck is so fun, and I hope you guys try it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Until next time.